LGBT is not okay is his opinion, but according to the state of California and the law of the land, it is okay. He says that maybe you just might sway the child that way. According to the Medical Association, it's not a choice issue. So his opinion is, being explored. Oh my gosh, that went quickly. And I timed myself.
So we are going to take 3 more speakers, and we're going to have, I'll call it out now, Leon Velasco, Sawyer Zidell, and Jordan Fitzpatrick. Leon Velasco, Sawyer Zidell,
Good evening, my name is Sawyer Zidell, and I am the chairperson for Transmotion, a transgender advocacy group here in Fresno. I also have a master's in social work. As far as Ashjian's comments, it's very harmful to students. It sends a message to LGBT students that their identity is not valid, that they are not important, and part of a group of people that should be equal. These kinds of comments add to an environment that results in almost half of transgender youth committing suicide or attempting suicide. This is very problematic. Personal opinion has no business in the professional world, especially when that opinion makes an uninformed assumption about a group of people. It's not only medically inaccurate, because sex and gender are 2 separate things, but it sends a message that it is okay to spew misinformation. Mr. Ashjian, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts. I was a student, a transgender one at that, and nothing anyone said in the class could have influenced me toward my true gender identity. What did happen, however, is that the classroom taught me how the world sees me. The negative comments, such as yours, increased negative feelings about myself, while positive inclusion of LGBT experiences in my studies strengthened positive views about myself and empowered me to become someone who gives back to their community. In reference to the comments on child abuse, how is educating our students child abuse, but keeping LGBT students from learning their history and culture not child abuse? It's only child abuse to some people, I guess. It's appalling that a man who is on the front lines of education has not done anything to educate himself on matters around the LGBT community, which tells me that learning about minorities is not a priority to you. Mr. Ashjian, if you are serious about education and the students you serve, you will choose to obtain proper education about LGBT people over spewing religious rhetoric and misinformation when it is not warranted. These are our students, this is our future. Y'all need to take it seriously. Thank you.
Jordan Fitzpatrick, followed by our final speaker for this section will be Allison Murphy.
Hello, my name is Jordan Fitzpatrick. I'm the Secretary of Transmotion. I am pleased that you are considering having more programs for LGBT students. And I hope that we can maybe have some cultural competency trainings for the Fresno Unified School District. I am, however, really upset with President Ashjian. I think that it's a disgrace to have someone like him representing Fresno Unified School District. There is a separation of church and state. We should not be having religious views dictate education. And Fresno is a very diverse city. There's many religions, and to advocate one religion over the other is completely unfair, and once again, there is a separation of church and state. There is an extremely high suicide rate among the LGBT community, specifically the transgender community. It is underreported at 41%. The reason why there is such a high suicide rate is because there is an extremely high rate of discrimination, prejudice, and the words that Ashjian uses, the words that parents and community members have said here against the LGBT community, those are words that lead to children feeling unsafe and unwelcome in this world, and they end up taking their own lives. So I'm asking you as a board to remove Ashjian as the president, or Ashjian should resign from the board because someone like that should not be representing Fresno Unified School District. We do not need fascists in our school district. Thank you.
Ms. Murphy, and then after Ms. Murphy, we will take a 10-minute break and then we'll go on with our agenda.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to the board this evening. I'm a Clovis Unified graduate. I raised my daughter in the Clovis Unified School District. I've been a member of the community my whole life. I have been educated greatly through the death of my daughter. I'm the mother of a transgender Buchanan High graduate from 2009 who decided to put a shotgun in her mouth and blow her head off. This is exactly because of the nature of what the discussion is tonight. I think that education needs to be profound with the adults first. We need to be open to the communication and the conversation about what the LGBT community is dealing with. For me, it's the transgender community at large. They need to have more focus on exactly what's going on with them. All of the LGBT kids feel left out. They feel not accepted. As Jordan just stated, 41% of trans kids do this. Highly underrated, because when you have a child or someone that commits suicide, these things are unknown. You have no idea why they've done this. So of course, these things aren't, talked about enough in the home. You've got a separation of church and state. I know that the school district has a hard time with talking about church in the district. I am a Christian. My God does not do any judgment as far as who you should be and who you shouldn't be. We should be empowering our youth. We should be empowering them to be exactly who they are. By suppressing an LGBT student, you could be suppressing somebody amazing. And because they've been told they're not good enough, or they're wrong, or something that they're doing is not right, they're putting themselves at risk. You're putting themselves at risk by pushing this in their direction. I bring with you my daughter's ashes tonight to hopefully focus on
Thank you, Ms. Murphy.
this topic.
So we're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we're going to continue with our business. And at the end of the meeting, I still have people that wish to speak. We're going to allow everybody to speak as soon as we're done with our business of the night. So thank you. We're going to rejoin back on the dais at 10 minutes to 9.